Oh, hey, welcome back. I'm just here relaxing with some music. You know that really helps me relax. Hey, what helps you relax? Probably doing some math, huh? That's why you're here. Well, let me help you relax. Hey, today we're going to be working with equations. We're going to be solving equations with rational coefficients. And all that means is that we're going to solve equations that have fractions in them. That's it. Because a rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction, right? And a coefficient is a number that's being multiplied times a variable. So therefore, right here, if you look here, this is a fraction and this is a variable. Together, they make a coefficient. All right. Hey, I hope you already started taking notes. All right. If you haven't, get your notebook out. Let's go. You know me. You have to write it down if you want to be able to remember it. Let's get started. All right, so rational coefficients. This right here is a one-step equation. One-step equation means that we're dealing with one operation. Not necessarily that it's going to take me one step to solve it. Okay, one operation. It could be any operation. It could be addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. But only one. That's what it refers to when we hear one-step equations. So this is a one-step equation with the rational coefficient right here. And all we have to do, well, if you've watched some of my past videos or you've been in one of my classes, you know that I always talk about inverse operations, right? Inverse operations. Think about that. What does that mean? Inverse operations. So inverse operations means to reverse the process. So just like reverse engineering, right? We take a product, we want to know how it works, we take it apart, we disassemble it step by step and rebuild it back up. So notice these equations. They've already given me the answer. The answer is 5. So I'm not trying to find the answer. I'm trying to find out how they got the answer. In this case, what did they multiply by to get the answer? So in order to do that, we're going to be reversing the process. So let's take a look at what they did. They took 7 ninths or negative 7 ninths and they multiplied it times the variable d. And then they got the value of 5. Okay, so let's reverse that. To do that, I'm going to have to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient. So let's get started. Now, the reciprocal just means that I'm going to take that fraction and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to multiply both sides by it. But wait, you said we're reversing the process. Shouldn't I be dividing since 7 ninths is being multiplied times d? Yes, actually. Yes. And so when I take the reciprocal of it, it's a fraction. So I'm going to be multiplying and in this case, dividing. So let's do it right here. Negative 9 over 7. I flipped it over, took the reciprocal of it. And right here, let me get this out of the way. Right here, I'm going to be multiplying as well by negative 9 over 7. Make sure you're writing it down. Now, on this case, on this side, as you can see, I have 7 times 9 and I have 9 times 7. All that means is that I'm going to get 63 over 63, which equals 1, right? Or I can simplify this. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 9 divided by 9 is 1. Then I get a value of 1. 1 what? 1d, well, negative d, right? So, excuse me, not negative, because this is negative, and I multiply by a negative, giving me a positive. So now we have a positive variable right here. Let's do the same thing on this side, but on this side, it's not going to cancel out. It's not going to simplify to 1 because I'm multiplying. If this throws you off how you're going to be multiplying, remember that's a whole number. We can write it as a fraction just by putting a 1 underneath. And then we can just quickly see that we multiply fractions sideways, right? So 5 times 9 is 45. 1 times 7 is 7. Now there's nothing to simplify here. That's my final answer. So therefore, 45 over 7. Notice I wrote 7 because I'm already thinking about the 7. But that's a 5. Oops, what are my color? There we go. All right. And okay, I'm getting too technical because now I don't like the 5. Now I got to pick another color. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Wow. All that time just to write a 5. All right. Hey, stay with me. All right. Don't get off task just like me. All right. Leave it like this. If you're in my class, you know I tell students leave it like this and as an improper fraction because there's no need to take it to another step. You're done at this point. If you wanted to simplify, that would be what? 8, 7, no, 7, 6 times 8. No, excuse me. 6 times 7 is 42, so 6. 6 times 7 is 42 with the remainder of 3 over 7 if you wanted to write it as a mixed number. But you don't have to if you're my student. If you're somebody else's student, well, good luck. There, I just showed you how to change it to an improper mixed number. Okay? But simply, that's all you have to do to write to find the solution of an equation with a rational coefficient. I hope that makes sense. Let's take a look at another one that's a little bit different. This one simply just has 2 fractions. Okay, no big deal. We're going to follow the same process. Remember, no matter how different the problems look, follow the same steps. Follow the same steps because we're still doing the same type of problem. It's still a rational coefficient. Whether it has 1 fraction, 2, 3, 10, it doesn't matter. We're going to follow the same steps. So, keep it in line with the same steps. Let's multiply by the coefficient. First, identify the coefficient. The coefficient is the one with the variable, and in this case is the negative 7/8. So I'm going to take that, flip it over, and multiply both sides by 8 over 7. Multiply this side by 8 over 7. All right, simplify this. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1x is what I have on this side. Now here, what I like to do here is I like to simplify before I multiply across. And I see I can simplify something because 64 and 8 are divisible. So 64 divided by 8 is 8. And this is 1. And then 21 divided by 7 is 3. And this becomes 1. Now, all I have to do here is multiply straight across. 3 times 1, and that's 3. And here, 8 times 1, and that's 8. My final answer is 3 over 8. X has a value of 3 over 8. And the crowd goes wild. Awesome, right? Hey, it's easy. Follow the steps. I hope you're writing this down. And if I'm going too fast for you, hey, this is a video. Pause it. Go back, watch again, copy everything down, each step, and always make extra notes because these are your notes. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this one. Hey, look at this one. Looks very similar to this one. The only difference is that this one had a negative number. And by the way, I know I didn't cover it because this is not part of the lesson, but this fraction here was negative, and this number here, which you can see originally, is negative. So when I multiply negative times the negative, it gave me a positive 3 over 8. That's why that one is positive. So keep track of that. I know I didn't mention it because I'm not teaching integers, but you should know that as part of the process. All right, but anyway, I want to show you that this is a fraction and this is a fraction, just like this one. So what I would like you to do is copy that down, pause the video, and then come back and see if you got it right. All right? Go ahead. I'm assuming that you're back because you want to see what your answer is. Hey, don't try to fast forward. Here we go. Let's follow the steps. Just in case you missed it, you can follow the steps and see if you did everything correctly. So let's multiply this side by 4 over 3. Multiply this side by 4 over 3. All right. Again, you know, this simplifies to just x. And then this, I can multiply 12 times 4 and 20 times 3, but I can see I can simplify here. So the 4 and the 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. That's a 1. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. All right. So now I got 4. This is this 4 up here times that 1 is 4 times 1 is 4. And then on the bottom is 5 times 1, which is 5. So my final answer is 4/5. Oh, yeah. Did you get that one right? Huh? I bet you did if you follow the steps. Don't go too fast like I do. That's why I make mistakes, all right? Because I go too fast. Slow it down. That's why I need to listen to jazz music so it can slow me down. All right. All right. Hey, what? Who threw in a mixed number? Oh, no. I have to drink some water for this one. Water does the body good. All right. That was my commercial. You like it? Okay, no, seriously. Focus. So we got 3, negative 3 and 1/3 equals negative half. Oh, you know what? That looks like a 9 right there. And I know because I wrote this number there, that should not be a 9. That's a G. That should be a G. So don't think that that's a backwards mixed number, okay? That's a G, the letter G. G as in good to go. All right. Now, the only thing different here is that we have a mixed number. I trust your skill. So listen to me. You should know how to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions right now. And if you can, what I would like you to do is pause the video, copy this down, and go through the steps and see if you can solve it. If you can, guess what? You've mastered the skill. You're good to go. All right, go ahead and pause it. You're back. All right, let's go. Let's see if you got it right. Let's pick a different color because I feel like orangey today. So we're going to multiply here 3 times 3 and we're going to add 1. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. And we got 10 over 3. Now notice, because I go a little bit ahead, I already know that this is negative and this is negative. So my final answer is going to be positive. So I'm not going to keep carrying the negatives. Does that make sense? But that's just because I'm advanced. And if you're not, then go ahead and carry the negative on each one and do all that. Here I got that. Now this one, there's nothing to convert. This is just negative half G. Now notice that my coefficient now, my coefficient is on this side. So what? It's on that side. I'm still going to flip over the half since that's the coefficient, okay? So let's flip it over and multiply both sides by 2 over 1. Multiply this side by 2 over 1. And yes, it is negative and negative. All right, on this side, of course, you should know already that it's going to become 1G. There's my 1G. Notice that this half is negative, this half is negative, so it makes my G positive. These two are negative, making my final answer positive. So let's see, can I simplify? 2 and 3, 10 and 1, 10 and 3? Nah, can't simplify anything, so I'm just going to multiply straight across. 2 times 10 is 20, and 1 times 3 is 3. So I got 20 over 3, my final answer. Again, if you're into writing it as a mixed number, just divide 20 divided by 3. That should be 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. Remainder of 2. The denominator never changes. And there you go, 6 2/3. Final answer. Ah, yes, we did it. I bet you got that one right. I bet you got that one right, huh? Hey, congratulations. All right. Hey, remember, if you think you missed something, go back, play it again, watch any tips that you may have missed, make extra notes on your book, and guess what? You'll be on your way to your next A on your next test. All right? Hey, thank you for watching. If you like this video, come on, hit the like and subscribe button, all right? And I'll see you next time on Math Quest. Goodbye.